Apparently Mom's some kind of Wabanaki superwoman. Who knew? Okay, so she was always obsessed with rituals and traditions. Dad couldn't take it. Made him so mad, my mom and him kept fighting over it. I thought it was just superstition. I guess there's a lot more to it, and she started teaching me about all that stuff. It's pretty cool. I suppose I just have to trust she knows what she's doing. Red says I'm next, that I'll inherit her gift. I really don't know what that's supposed to mean. I'm not sure I want to inherit Mom's gifts. I hope at least I get to learn a hex or two. There are some boys in school I'd like to place a hex on. Oh, wait. That sounded really bad, right? A few more weeks of this, and I'll even be ready for that fishing trip upstate my uncle's been threatening to take me on. All I have to watch is what I brought with me when we came here to stay with Uncle Red. And anything with zombies or werewolves is off limits. I just can't get into a story that has a pretty girl falling for a hot vampire anymore. It feels very wrong. And there's nothing to read around here. It's either Russian authors and poetry or horror stories about small towns in Maine. And I've had more than enough of both. I didn't mean the thing about the fishing trip. I think it'll be nice once this is all over. Uncle Red and me, we get along. He's teaching me to play chess right now. Oh God, I want to get out of here so bad. I wish there were more of us here. Not just Mom and me and Uncle Red, but others from the tribe. Or even better, that we could just move to the trailer park. But no, that's impossible. Because you know, there's this big disagreement in the tribe, and nobody talks to anybody anymore. I know someone did something bad to someone else like 40 years ago. I think it had to do with my grandfather, but that was like 40 years ago. You'd think they'd be over it by now. What's wrong with people? Why can't they just work it out? Mom tried many times, but she always came home crying her eyes out. She gave up years ago. And Uncle Red never talks about any of them. Just goes all quiet and serious whenever someone mentions their names. I mean, I like Uncle Frank and Uncle Joe. They're a bit gross, but kind of funny. And old Joseph is pretty cool too. He's good at telling stories, even though he gets pretty long-winded at times. Just don't get it. We're family. We should be able to at least talk to each other.
A mad dog won't raise any pups. So my pop used to say. Yeah, I never saw myself as the fathering kind, despite sitting in as Santa for as many Kingsmouth Christmases as I can count. That's more gut than paternal instinct, in every way. But when Ami's parents died, her mother went too early, but natural. Her father was murdered by bad men. Left it for me to bring her up right. Her brothers, too, Frank and Joe. 1 out of 3. It could have been worse, I guess. Don't mean to say I favored her, but she was special. Had my brother's gift to channel the voice of our ancestors. She just needed encouraging. What was left of the tribe, of her family, they wanted no more to do with tradition. We're no longer on speaking terms, us and them, and mostly that suits me just fine. I'm spoiled for company. But it was never easy for Ami. Responsibility sure is a sack of rocks, even in better times. Better times, relatively speaking. Weighed her down half her life. Sure am proud of her. I guess this old dog's not all mad after all. All our legends and traditions speak of watching over this land, of suffering the hardships. Not a lot of bridges in these parts for water to go under. There's a whole lot of slights and hurt that never got sounded out, never really left this place. My brother got himself killed for it, and could be that was some kind of mercy. Bearing a purpose is a big, heavy weight. The purpose passed on to his daughter, Ami, and the tribe turned her out for her troubles. And that was half a lifetime ago. Part of me thought what's happening now was gonna happen then. The storm clouds had gathered and all. Moral of the story is, evil's one tricky son of a gun. Man doesn't write romances for a reason, the miserable bastard. We got bets on him coming out of this one with a story about saving the day, maybe with an empowered Native American squeeze, too. You won't find him setting foot outside the old lighthouse. I'd just slide his food and booze under the door until he got his hands on a rifle. Now I leave it out of range, and he can bill me if it goes bad. How all of them escaped the fog, I don't know. I'd like to think there's rhyme and reason to it all, but I suspect it's just pure awful luck.
Your move, Uncle Red.
Soon enough. Did you protect your queen?
Maybe. Yes. I don't know. I moved the castle thing to D3.
Great move, if you're trying to kill your queen. Look at the whole board this time. You don't have to fight every single battle. Consider the end game. Be the player, not the piece.
How can I consider the endgame when I don't know what you're going to do? I'd have to be psychic. Can I just surrender already?
Hi there, I'm Red, your uncle. If we'd met, you'd know I don't stand for quitters. You always have to play it out, kiddo, even when you're losing, else you'll never learn. Besides, you can't tell when the Joker's going to show up.
I thought we were playing chess.
Kiddo, when you get to be my age, you're allowed to mix metaphors. Sometimes you just have to stall, stay on the defensive, and wait for that unexpected move that changes the whole board.
Sure, I guess. Whatever that means. Guy on horse to, F4?
Now you're cooking with gas, kiddo.